Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with breaking news from the White House, where President Biden says he is willing to go it alone without Republican support to get his nearly $2 trillion stimulus bill passed, saying the economy is still in trouble and that too many people are out of work and going hungry. But tonight, in his first television interview since being sworn in, the president tells us exclusively there are two areas where he's willing to compromise, saying he realizes he may have to negotiate on who gets those stimulus checks and on his plan for a $15 minimum wage. Plus, what Mr. Biden tells us about those intelligence briefings usually given to former presidents, the stunning headline about whether former President Trump should be briefed and what he might do with that top secret information. Our conversation with the new president comes ahead of Sunday's 55th annual Super Bowl. And tonight, experts are worried that Americans may let down their guard for the big game, warning that hosting parties or gatherings with groups at bars could lead to a surge in new cases of coronavirus, just as the new infections are slowing nationwide. At a briefing today, the president's top advisor said while that's encouraging news, Americans must keep wearing masks and social distancing. We've got a lot of new reporting for you tonight, including the first part of our exclusive interview with the president. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is going to lead off our coverage tonight from the White House. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Nora. It was just 4 days ago that the president met here with Republicans and said he hoped they'd be able to work together on COVID relief. But today he said he wants to act fast, without them if necessary, because the country can't afford to wait. President Biden today says the grim jobs report makes passing his COVID relief plan essential, even without Republican support.
It's very clear our economy is still in trouble.
New data showed just 49,000 jobs added last month and nearly 10 million gone since the pandemic started.
What Republicans have proposed is either to do nothing or not enough.
The pain is being felt by companies like American Airlines, which warned today that it might have to lay off 13,000 employees. Flight attendant Brian Walsh, furloughed once already last October, is expecting it will happen again.
For me as a 34-year-old, I never expected that I would have to dip into my savings to pay for health insurance. It's just like walking on pins and needles. You don't know what the next day will bring.
I'm going to help the American people who are hurting now.
Mr. Biden's nearly $2 trillion plan includes $160 billion to expand COVID vaccine testing and vaccination programs. It increases and extends unemployment benefits from mid-March to the end of September, and it provides lower and moderate-income Americans with $1,400 in direct aid. The president said the size of those checks is non-negotiable.
I'm not cutting the size of the checks. They're going to be $1,400, period. That's what the American people were promised.
Republicans have blasted the plan as too large, and members of both parties are hoping to strip out the $15 minimum wage hike. Even Democrat Larry Summers, a former top economic advisor to President Obama, said the plan might overheat the economy and spark inflation.
They're using this phony budget to set the table to ram through their $1.9 trillion rough draft.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi said today that the House should finish its work on the plan within the next 2 weeks and send it over to the Senate. And when asked whether President Biden would be able to sign the plan by the time unemployment benefits are set to expire in mid-March, she said, quote, absolutely, without any question. Nora?
Ed O'Keefe, thank you.